Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Jojo Palacio, and on this channel we talk about everything beauty. And today we are talking about this look right here. I can't believe that I'm saying this, but we are absolutely at the last week of 2020. Thank God. We've made it to this year. We've made it to the end of the year, starting a new year. And I know that we are all so hopeful that this new year is bringing new beginnings, new opportunities, just kind of like a reset. But I do want to motivate you for a minute. I feel like that's been my go-to to do at the beginning of the videos. We are going to talk about this makeup look. If you're interested in this makeup look, absolutely keep on watching. You can skip to the makeup look. I won't be offended, but I do want to encourage you. I know that a lot of the times we are looking for change, and we're looking for change to happen outside of us. We move to a new home, a new city, look for a new job. However, you can't expect something different to happen outside. It has to come from within you. So you have to have the consistency, the discipline, the goals set out, the will and the desire to carry those things out. So going into the new year, I just want to encourage you with that word to absolutely change. Desire the change, but also be that change and let it start from the inside and take effect on the outside. So let's get started on this makeup look. I know you guys see the wing. I know you see the sparkle. I know you see the lashes. And yes, the lip color. We are not nude. We are absolutely in it to win it for this New Year's Eve look. And I'm obsessed with the way that it came out. It is vampy and rich and sexy and sultry. Yet we've made it girly with the pink and the glow. So this is absolutely a gorgeous look. I'm obsessed with it, and I hope that you guys are too. Before we get started on this tutorial, I just want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel. We have goals to get to 1,000 subscribers on this channel, and you guys have been amazing at helping me with that goal. This channel is meant to be motivational and inspiring and educational when it comes to makeup and beauty and skincare, and you guys are so amazing by subscribing and sharing it on your social media, so thank you. And I want to just ask to continue to do that. So let's get into this tutorial. This amazing, gorgeous, let's get started. All right, guys, so let's get started on this beautiful New Year's Eve look. I am really liking the way that this came out, so let's get started and I'll show you how I did this. So for eye base, we are using the none other than the P. Louise eye base. I use it in the shade Rumor, which is a little lighter than my eyelid shade. A lot lighter, actually. You can see how much lighter that is. I just like a nice neutralized eye base so that we can start from zero, which is what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna blend that in with this Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. All right, guys, so once you are set, then we are going to set that in place with this guy right here. This is the MAC Studio Fix in C2. It's a nice light shade. It's what I used to set my under eye area with when I'm looking for a little more coverage. This is just a perfect shade to set this in. So work out any creases before you go in to set with powder, because otherwise you're gonna be setting the creases. Okay, so once we set, we are ready to start with our eye look. I am using this guy today. This is the Huda Beauty Ruby Obsessions. Look at how pretty these colors are in here. So pretty. I know personally that I like to do something with black in my eyelid when I'm doing a New Year's Eve type of moment that I want something smoky and dramatic. So I love the fact that this had a nice shimmery black in it that we can use, which is why I picked it. So to start off with this look, we're gonna take a nice fluffy blending brush. This guy right here is by the Makeup Shack. It is their T59 brush. And what I did is picked up this shade here in the corner. Very similar. The lighting makes it look very similar to that C2 that we use from MAC, but it is a nice soft color to have behind the crease when you're going in with such intense colors. That's one recommendation that I can make when you are doing darker colors like that, is to make sure that you have something behind it, whether it's a setting powder or a light shadow similar to your skin tone, so that when you're blending in these dark colors, it doesn't get stuck, it doesn't get patchy, it's just a nice soft blend. So we're gonna work this all into the crease area. Large circular motions, which is why we're using a nice big brush. Guys, it is like such a barely there color that honestly you can barely tell that it's there, but it's important, I promise. So moving right along to building this up, I've lately, the past year or so, have gone into very dark shades into my crease before going into blending shades. It just works better for the outcome of the look. So we're gonna go right into a dark crease shade. That's gonna be this guy right here, which is a nice matte burgundy shade. It's so pigmented and so nice. When you're building up shadows, the recommendation that I can make is to make sure you get quite a bit on your brush to where you can see it. Obviously tap off the excess, but you wanna build up on the shadow brush instead of on your skin so that it's an easier blend. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to stamp it into my crease area, literally just tracing out where that hollowness is on the eye, like just above the eyelid. So just mark your space out, tracing it out before you start blending. And we're actually not even gonna blend with this shadow. It's gonna be a different shadow that we're gonna blend with. So for right now, just place it down by stamping. All right guys, so once you've built up this color, a decent amount, we still have to go back and build it up a little more. We're gonna go into the actual crease shades. And so we're gonna use these two colors at the bottom here, this one and this one. We're gonna go back and forth in between the two on this brush. This guy right here is a Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH31. Love this brush for blending this area out. And so it's very light pressure that you're using right above what we were just carving out. And so the other thing that I want to remind you guys is that we're actually going to build a wing out here. So feel free to drag that out and make it messy. We're going to clean it up later with a wipe, but you don't ever want to have a missing space when you're doing your wing. It's happened. It's very awkward. It's probably the thickest wing that I've had to do because I missed like a whole space here when I was carving out the wing. So just make sure that you've got enough space for yourself. And blow it up, you'll clean it up later, it's okay. So I always keep a nice clean blending brush. This guy is a Soho brush. I don't know the brand, I don't know the number, it is so old, but it is my favorite, absolute favorite brush to just blend out and marry all these colors together so that things are seamless and smooth. Okay, nice. So now we are going into the black. So the black in this shadow palette is not necessarily super black. It's got like some reflex in it and I love it because it looks black in some angles and then in other angles it's got that pink behind it. So cute. So we're taking a defining brush. This is a flat one, JH42. You can see how tiny that is. And I'm gonna pack that color onto the brush. Very important to get rid of any excess shadow. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag that to the center from the outer corners to start creating the halo. This brush is perfect for this look. It is so good for packing. And you'd think that there was more fallout to this eyeshadow, but there isn't. It's like such a good formula. I don't even know how to describe it, like a cream almost. It's nice. I was gonna say it's weird, but it's not weird. It's just perfect. All right, so once you've got most of the black placed down where you want it, we are gonna blend, obviously. We're gonna blend in between that dark burgundy color and the black, but I'm gonna go into the black first. Same color, but I'm gonna switch the type of brush that I'm using into a small blending brush. This is the JH40. And what I'm gonna do is keep my head tilted back and we're gonna just very lightly do windshield wiper motions around the edges of this black halo that we've started to create so that we can smoke it out and there's no definition. You just wanna be careful to not really blow it up too much. All right guys, so now to that center lid shade, which is gonna be this guy right here. I felt like it really complemented the reflex in the black really well. And so what I did was I picked it up on my finger, which is honestly, in my opinion, the best way that you can do shimmer shades. And I just started to tap it right in the center. It almost reminds me of like fireworks. It's so pretty. So then what I did was just take that brush that had a little bit of the black shadow and just ran it through to make sure that everything was blended in. But look at how smooth and pretty that looks. I love it. Love it. All right, so now we are ready for the liner. So for the liner, I am using this guy, and then I am refining the outside with this. And so there's no way that I can honestly do this on camera with you guys because I need to be like right here with my mirror. So let me get my eyeliner on. I'm using the 3D Mink Lashes by Lily Lashes in the style Mykonos. So I'm gonna put those on and I'll be right back to do complexion. So let's start on this complexion. So for complexion today, we are fortifying the face. So to do that, I'm using two of my faves. So this is the Dr. Brandt Pores No More makeup primer. I love this in the center of my face just because it helps to hide the pores. Clients come into Sephora all the time telling me, I've got such large pores, my foundation just sinks into them, what should I do? I don't even let them finish talking. I like run towards skincare because this is where you would find this. I like run towards the skincare section and grab this guy. And I literally, whatever they're wearing, I make them take it off and work this into the middle section of their face. You will literally see magic happen before your eyes. And then this guy right here is the Urban Decay All Nighter Primer. I love this for long wearing, helping the foundation just last. It works well when you're doing makeup underneath of a mask as well. But New Year's usually means you're in it for like the long haul. So you want something that's gonna help your foundation just last. And it's almost like skincare. I like to work those two into the skin. That way they're really, really in there. Now we're gonna use our foundation. If you guys haven't seen my review on this foundation yet, I did a wear test on it where I didn't set it with barely anything and I used a primer that's very similar to her primer in order to get the best review for you guys. Today, however, I'm going to set it like on purpose. You know, like I know how it worked throughout the day. I know how it wore. So now I'm going to set it to prevent the creasing, the oiliness, all that good stuff. So I use this foundation stick in the shade Chai, which is like absolutely perfect for me. It's got a natural medium buildable coverage. It is also very skin-like, so it's not good if you are someone who is oily. You're not gonna like this way this foundation wears on you throughout the day. So I'm just going to blend this out using this Morphe brush. This is the JH03. I also just self-tanned and I'm a little darker than this foundation. That's okay. We can always fix that. Like you see, it's a little paler than I am right now, but that's okay. That's okay. We're just gonna push this into the skin, stipple it, making sure that we are working it into the areas that I need. I don't really worry about the forehead too much because I go in with my concealer, but this sun is doing the most behind me, guys, and I'm sorry if that's messing up the lighting, but. So I'm good with this coverage. Let's move on to bronzing. For bronzing, I'm gonna use this guy, which is the Milk Makeup Stick in Medium Tan. I really like this stick for bronzing up my face. It's a foundation, so it helps to build coverage, but the color and the formula just works so well. This is actually a little closer to what I am now, but we're just gonna work this in and blend it. I always like to color correct with bronzers versus using foundations that are multiple shades, just because you vary so much from winter to summer shades. But once we blend that in, do you see how nice that blends in? All right, guys, oh my gosh, sorry about the lighting. The sun is just like literally in every shot. So we're going to contour up a little bit with creams. This kind of helped me color correct. We're gonna use this guy right here, which is the Fenty Matchstick in Mocha. So when you're contouring, it's important that you remember we are creating shape, we are creating shadows. And so I like to just place that in the temple, right in the cheekbone, and then along the nose. You just want to remember this is going to be a little deeper, a little cooler, and the lines are definitely going to be smaller. You just have to be careful with where you're placing it because it can get dirty very quickly. And this is such a good formula. It's very nice and buildable, but just be careful because, like I said, the undertone to this can just make it look very, very dirty, very chalky quickly. So the concealer we're trying today is this guy right here. This is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD in the shade R40. Now, the deepness to the orange will be determined by how dark your under eye circles are. I don't have super dark under eye circles and the foundation has covered a lot of it. So what I'm gonna do is use this shade, which is perfect for me. I'm actually gonna take it with my finger right here, and I'm gonna apply it as if it were an eye cream actually. Starting with where I have the most pigmentation, which is right here. Got a little bit of redness around the nose area. And then I've got some on the forehead that I'm going to just kind of like tap into place. Now I'm placing it with the finger, but we're blending it out with my beauty sponge. Where are you? So this is the Hank & Henry smaller size sponge. We're just gonna blend this out here. Guys, when I tell you the sun is tripping today, like, I don't know if I've just never filmed at this time or what, but like I've had to stop, do my hair, which I never do. And then now we're moving on. So last thing we did was put on our Makeup Forever color correcting R40 shade. And so now I'm gonna go into this Overachiever concealer by Huda. This is such a nice full coverage concealer that I like to just put it on the back of my hand first and then work it in with a nice buffing brush. So I have several of these Real Technique brushes. I'm just gonna take this one right here to work this into my under eye area. And so what I'm gonna do is take it right into the inner corner and just start buffing it over. Not really trying to blend, I'm just placing it where I need it. And I also want to do a little bit of like a reverse contour and bring it up the bridge of the nose down. And I'm gonna just push that in with the sponge. You've pretty much worked it into the skin with that blending brush, the buffing brush, which I love that technique. But I really wanna make sure that I'm pushing all of the layers of concealer together, which is why I'm using the sponge to do that. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna do is set our under eye area so that we can finish the lower lash line. And to do that, what I am going to do is a technique that I have not done in a while, but I learned from Makeup Shayla. And so what it is this MAC C2. I'm gonna take this guy with a tapered brush, and we are just going to pat this in to the under eye area to really set. Above all, what I'm wanting to do is prevent oil buildup in this area because of the formulation of the foundation. The concealer also is really nice. It's, I would say, more of a matte finish, but it's got some skincare built into it. So I'm focusing a lot of this right here to prevent a lot of the oiliness that I noticed happened from when I first wore this foundation. Boom. All right, so we're gonna go into the under eye area for eyeshadows, but before we do that, I'm gonna take my Hourglass Mineral Veil powder, and we are going to set a little bit of bakage slash setting further with this guy. This is gonna help reinforce no oil, no buildup. Plus it gives the smoothest appearance underneath of the eye, and don't worry about creasing at all. So going back into our Huda Beauty Ruby Obsessions palette, we are going to take this guy right here, which is a BH Cosmetics brush, and we are going to mix these two shades, and we're gonna blow it up a little bit. Actually, before we do that, we're gonna repeat the same step. So I'm gonna take a smudging brush first and that deep burgundy shade. So deep burgundy shade, and we are going to build that up underneath the lash line very tightly to the lash line, because we're gonna blow this up with the other brush. It's important that your top and your bottom match. That way it looks like, you know, it belongs to the same eye. Okay, awesome. And then what I'm gonna do with this, with the Huda Beauty eyeliner is just on the very outer third, connect the wing and the lower lash line. And this is not the waterline, it's like the outer lash line part. I'm gonna put something light in my waterline. I don't like something dark in my waterline. In my waterline, I always like something a little lighter and brighter, especially with deeper looks like this, the eyes just pop. So I'm using this this pencil, Power Pencil in Beige by BH Cosmetics in the waterline. All right guys, to finish off the eyes in the waterline, or in the inner corner, sorry, we're gonna take this Skylight highlighter from their Skin Twinkle palette. And then just whatever's left over on the brush, I'm not re-dipping, we're just gonna put right in that brow bone area as a brow highlight. All right, let's get rid of this excess powder from the Hourglass, and I just like to kind of sweep it and almost set. Let's color correct with some bronzer now, or let's give ourselves a little color with this bronzer. So I'm gonna take this JH 05 and just pick up some of the contouring shades to reinforce the contouring. To bronze up, we are taking this JH02, which is a nice fluffy brush, and this, we're using the NYX palette, by the way, and we're using this bronzy shade at the end that's very, very much warm. And I'm picking up quite a bit on this brush, and we are just fanning that all over the forehead, cheekbone, along the chin. And I almost take it like directly down here to give myself some color back, because sometimes these foundations just, like today, it was just a fresh tan, like self-tanner. Do you guys self-tan? I self-tan. I'm very anti-sun damage. I love the sun, don't like the sun damage. So I just like to make sure that I have color, but I do it by tanning, and I actually use a drugstore tanner. So if you guys want to know what that is, comment down below and I will absolutely share it with you guys. I'm gonna take some more of that Hourglass powder, and we are going to use that same sponge, but we are going to just kind of carve out the cheekbone area. Love it. All right, so we have to do our highlight. Going back to this Skin Twinkle Volume 2 palette, we are going to use my favorite highlighting brush, the Morphe M501. And I'm gonna take that same skylight. I just want a very glowy, radiant, almost looks like fireworks highlight. Oh, so pretty. That wing is just epic. You guys notice I didn't set my face with a powder, like a compact powder. I just set the under eye area with it, but I'm just going to leave it like that because I don't want to completely take away from the skin-like finish. I just wanted to control the glow, because the last time that I wore this foundation, it was just like way too dewy, way too much all at once. I want to control the center of the face. The rest, I'm okay with it looking skin-like. I'm okay with the complexion, you know, feeling itself. So let's do some blush. For blush today, I'm feeling this MAC blush. It is called Just a Pinch. It's one of their extra dimension blushes. I'm actually going to take it on a Luxie brush. This is the Luxie 514. I'm going to build this up. And I'm just going to kiss it on the cheeks, very light. Super pretty. Okay guys, so the last thing that I have to do is brows and lips. I'm gonna do that off of camera because my hair's done, yay me. I'll do my brows and my lips off of camera and I'll be right back. All right guys, so brows are on. I use the Anastasia brow pen in medium brown to do my brows. I feel like lately, a very natural, you can see the strokes of the hair type of brow has been my look lately, and I'm obsessed with this product. And then for lips, I did something a little vampy, a little dark, just to kind of, you know, play it up, all the color on the eyes. I usually go for a nude, but I feel like, you know, something different is good. So we use the Sephora Collection lip in 24. If you're looking for a good lipstick to purchase at Sephora that's not necessarily drugstore, but then again, it's not like super expensive, these are amazing. I have a lot of different shades in this formula, and it is just so comfortable, so easy to wear. It lasts a really long time. They're considered lip stains, so something for you guys to check out. That is it for today's look. I love how skin-like the skin looks. It's not cakey, it's not super overdone. However, I love the fact that it's got some glow and not necessarily in the center of the face, which I'm hoping makes this foundation wear a little better, because I do love it. I love the coverage. I love the way that it blends with my other products. It's just so good. So I hope that you guys like this New Year's Eve look. It is absolutely stunning. The eyes look like the sky lit up with fireworks, and I'm obsessed with it. And that is it for today's video, guys. If you guys like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. Videos are posted every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. However, I do want to consider going down to 2 videos a week, and I want to know what you guys think about it. So comment down below if you feel like 2 videos would be appropriate better than the 3 videos. It'll give me a chance to just kind of film content that's a little more up to date and quality, which I'm trying to work on this new year. So love you guys, bless you guys, and I will see you guys next time.